So the Minnesota Vikings offensive line has been a mess for the better part of a decade. And even though they are making strides, they got some great bookend tackles in Brian O'Neill and Christian friggin' Darrisaw. They have a lot of potential, and things are trending in the right direction. They're still not quite there yet. If the Vikings are going to make a run in the second half, offensive line up front has to get more consistent and really get things together. So, yes, there are people, coaching staff, scouts that are paid hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to make decisions. This is their profession. This is what they think about 24/7. Are you telling me that some guy in his basement who generally does not wear sleeves knows better? Yes. So we're going to talk about what the Vikings offensive line should be. So now, general depth chart. Got 9 men on the active roster once Garrett Bradbury comes off of COVID. You got 5 on the practice squad, although that will change as Dakota Dozier, he comes back in the fold, and Spencer Pulley and Cole Cabral, Arizona State alum, are probably going to be kicked to the curb. Doesn't really matter. But what needs to happen up front? Mason Cole for the last 2 games has been lights out. And by lights out, I mean that he has been better than average. And we will take better than average at the center position because for the last 3 years, I have held out hope that Garrett Bradbury, the Grim Reacher, is going to develop that anchor and not be pushed around by nose tackles. It hasn't happened. And the fact that Mason Cole can at least get stalemates, he's very good at calling line adjustments. He called the protection on that 4th and 2. Well, not protection, but he made the line call on that 4th and 2 to seal the game when Dalvin Cook called game against the Chargers. So, yes, Mason Cole needs to be starting. Garrett Bradbury, El Bencho, por favor. And then looking out through, I love Oli Udo. I think that he still has potential to be a starter in this league, but the game it's going too fast right now. And he's got the size, he's got the anchor, he's got the best anchor on the team. Well, maybe besides Darrisaw, but and he's got enough quickness to be able to play inside, but it's either lack of experience, learning a new position. I don't know. Even though first 3 games of the season, he was pretty damn good. He's playing like a top 10 guard, but it just has not panned out. 11 penalties, not only leading the team, but leading the National Football League. And I feel like it does tend to snowball with Oli, just in terms of if you make a mistake, you know that a second or third mistake is probably going to come along, because I do think that mistakes do get to him. I think that he gets over aggro at times, gets a little bit too grabby. So I don't know. So I do think that they have to sit Oli Udo down. And I know that they'll probably plug in Blake Brandel, the 6th-round pick from Oregon State last season, where he's a left tackle by trade, but they've worked him at center, at guard. They've had him play tight end in some heavy packages. So I get it. I do understand it. But Brandel is a lot like Ezra Cleveland. You have former collegiate tackles, both from the western part of the United States, and they're uber athletic, and now you're asking them to kick inside. They're still going to have ankle and they're still going to have anger. They're still going to have anchor. Nailed it. Anchor and leverage issues because they're too tall. They're too tall for him. But, okay, if this is what happened, I could live with that. And then Oli Udo goes back to the bench. He becomes that swing backup tackle and also spot starter for guard. Sure. I could certainly live with that. So you got Darrisaw, Ezra, Mason Cole, Blake Brandel, and Brian O'Neill. I could live with that. But. So the fact that Darrisaw got on the field and has been a stud. The fact that Cameron Bynum has gotten on the field and been a stud. The fact that Kenny Nwangu has gotten on the field and been a stud. I fully understand that Zimmer has this thing against rookies. You got to earn their stripes, earn their keep, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I do not care one whit, whatever. Wyatt Davis, no matter what, needs to be in the lineup. Like 3rd-round pick for a reason, and maybe it's something behind closed doors. And maybe Zimmer did allude to that he does need a little bit of work. So what does that mean? Doesn't practice well? About practice, man. In a game situation, Wyatt Davis will move mountains. So the fact that the Vikings, this would give them the most stout offensive line possible. And if they're going to make a stretch run, especially late in the season, cold weather, getting after it, when you need a yard, let's get an effing yard. So you can run behind the gargantuan Darrisaw and run behind the gargantuan Wyatt Davis. Mason Cole has a better anchor than Bradbury, even though he's lighter. Ezra getting some things together. Brian O'Neill, badass, man. Yes, I think this should be the Vikings offensive line right now. Darisaw, Ezra, Mason Cole, Wyatt Davis, Brian O'Neill. Although I will settle for Blake Brandel. That was the alarm. Time's up. Got to get this stuff together, man. And Zimmer kept the door open for Bradbury, Mason Cole. I think that is going to come down to practice, of course, this week. But Mason Cole has played so good, I don't think that you can take him off the field. Like, this has become another Brett Jones situation where he fills in, he's on the field, good things happen, and just don't take him off. Don't take him off. Bradbury was poor enough early in the season. He was the weak link on the offensive line. That Mason Cole has sutured that up. Yeah. The margin for error the rest of the way is this. So roll with your best 5, no matter who it is, no matter draft position, no matter what, no matter X, Y, Z. Just get it, man. Even though I say don't matter draft position, even though I'm using Wyatt Davis as a 3rd-round pick as the reason why he should be playing. He should be playing because he's a stud. Other than that, I have no thoughts on the Vikings offensive line. But let us know your thoughts on our thoughts, what the Vikings offensive line should be. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. My sport that work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.